Hey, Hazel, listen up and try not to screw up for once. Our parents and I are currently enjoying a family trip right now, so you better play the role of the responsible sister and watch over the house. Don't mess it up, alright?
Wait, what? You and our parents are going on a family trip? That's kind of out of the blue, isn't it? I'm a bit confused here. Can you fill me in on the details?
Oh, absolutely. It's an absolute blast, especially without you constantly getting in our way. Jeez, it's been a never-ending torture having to tolerate your presence all this time. Living with you is like living with a ticking time bomb.
But why all of a sudden are you guys going on a trip? Honestly, I'm completely caught off guard by this. Can you please explain what's going on? I feel a bit left out here.
Oh, right. I completely forgot to mention it amidst all the excitement. Mom and Dad decided to treat me to this incredible trip because I just landed my dream job. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of Tech Vantage Solutions?
Oh, yeah. I've definitely heard of Tech Vantage Solutions before. What's up with it?
Wow, do you always have to be so clueless? Tech Vantage Solutions is one of the most prestigious companies in the IT sector right now. And guess what? They were more than impressed with my job application and offered me one of the most crucial positions in the entire company. How cool is that? Oh, and just a heads up, my salary is beyond anything you could even fathom, even in your wildest dreams. So don't bother asking about it.
Oh, really? That's fantastic! Congratulations! I know you've been looking for a job for a while now. So landing a position at such a renowned company is definitely a big step forward for your career. I'm definitely proud of you, Dylan. But when did you find out about this great news? Why didn't you mention it to me earlier? I would have loved to celebrate with you and share in the excitement.
Oh, look at you. All desperate to shower me with your insincere compliments. Hilarious! Clearly, the mere mention of my high-paying job at a fancy company has triggered your money-hungry instincts, and now you're resorting to these laughable attempts at flattery. Admit it, you're just buttering me up because you see dollar signs and want a piece of the pie. How utterly pitiful. I'll make sure you understand this crystal clear. I won't allow you to take advantage of me or my hard-earned cash. Do you get it now, or do I need to spell it out for your feeble mind?
I'm sorry, but I never said anything about taking advantage of you or your money. I think there must be some kind of misunderstanding here.
Oh, please, spare me the excuse of a misunderstanding. What a load of garbage. It's a damn good thing that Mom and Dad had the sense to leave you out of our trip. Otherwise, you just seize the opportunity to blow through all our hard-earned cash. I know the kind of woman like you because I've dealt with your kind before.
But Dylan, have you and our parents conveniently forgotten what day tomorrow is?
What day? Does it have something to do with me?
Oh, Dylan, tomorrow is my wedding day! How could you and your parents plan a family trip without even bothering to inform me beforehand? Especially on the exact same day as my wedding. Do you realize how important this day is for me? Your own sister? I would hate to see you miss out on such a significant moment in my life.
Oh, your pathetic little wedding? You're acting all serious as if it's something important. Hilarious! I can't believe you have the audacity to talk about it like it's some grand event. Do you even have an ounce of shame? Let's be real here. You're utterly useless, so your wedding will no doubt be just as useless as its owner.
What do you even mean by that? This isn't like you at all. You never mentioned anything about me being useless when you gladly accepted the money I've been sending you every month.
Oh please, I've already seen your bank book, and it's beyond laughable. Are you kidding me? You're just a bum who makes only $20,000 a year.
Huh? Who told you that?
Look, I found out this morning that you don't actually work anymore. Your classmate from junior high school, Andy. I ran into him at the supermarket. He said you had just quit your job at the time of the class reunion. She was wondering what you had been up to since then. The last time you had a reunion was about 7 years ago, right? I didn't think it had been that long since you had become a deadbeat.
Well, no. I started working for another company at that time.
How can you say that? A bum who only makes $20,000 a year. How do you even manage to survive on such a measly income? I bet you've been leeching off mom and dad's money all this time, haven't you? Just another pathetic parasite, that's what you are.
Wait, what?
After I heard what Andy said, I raided your room to find out what was going on with you.
You went through my room without permission? You can't do that.
And then, what's with that bank book? I looked at the total amount of transfers from just a year ago, and it was only $20,000. In other words, $20,000 a year. That's like being a deadbeat. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Oh, that bank book. I think you misunderstood something. But that was $20,000.
Look, spare me the details, because I couldn't care less about what you have to say. All I know is that you're an absolute failure and a leech. So there's no way I'm wasting my time attending your pathetic wedding. Instead, I'll be enjoying a fantastic vacation with my parents, having a blast while avoiding the likes of you, who are nothing but poor, insignificant nobodies. Frankly, you're not even worth acknowledging. From now on, I'm only considering my mom and dad as my family. A worthless parasite like you doesn't even deserve to be called my sister.
Dylan, I believe there's been a misunderstanding. My salary isn't $20,000 per year as you just mentioned. In fact, it's much higher than that.
Oh, look at that. Even when everything has become crystal clear, you're still attempting to deceive me. Wow, your shamelessness knows no bounds, does it? Anyway, I don't have any more time to waste talking to you, because I'm too busy enjoying this awesome trip with our dear parents. It's gonna be a fantastic vacation that lasts more than a week, and obviously, we won't grace your wedding with our presence. So, go ahead and wallow in your self-pity while our parents and I have the time of our lives.
Hey, Dad. Dylan just mentioned that you and Mom are going on a family trip together. Is that true?
Oh, so you're already in the loop, huh?
Hey, Dad. What's going on? Why would you choose to skip my wedding ceremony just for a vacation trip? I mean, you could have gone on a trip any time during the year. So why now?
Well, to tell the truth, your mother and I just aren't feeling for it, you know?
Excuse me? That doesn't really seem like a fitting answer, don't you think?
Hey, you know how crazy busy parents get when it comes to weddings, right? If we go to your wedding, we'll have to greet all the guests, deal with all these unfamiliar social rules, and a bunch of other stuff. It's seriously a ton of work for me and your mom, you know? Can't you see? It's just too overwhelming for us. If you really care about being a good daughter, you need to consider our feelings and not push us into doing something we're not up for.
But it's my wedding, and it's one of the most significant days of my life. I can't help but feel incredibly sad and lonely if none of my own family is there to share it with me.
Wow, you just don't seem to grasp reality, do you? If you were successful and talented like your brother, maybe I'd consider attending your wedding. But let's face it, we all know that's not the case. It's seriously stressful having a failure like you as my own flesh and blood. And you should have figured that out by now. If I were foolish enough to show up at your wedding, all I'd get is endless criticism for bringing such a useless slob like you into this world. You should know that Dylan is our only source of pride, which is why he gets to be part of this family trip, not you.
Wait, what? Why are you saying such hurtful things? What have I done that's so terribly wrong? I genuinely don't understand.
Oh, please. If it were Dylan's wedding today, I'd be all hyped and motivated. My darling, handsome boy would make the perfect groom, and we'd have a day filled with parental pride. But let's face it, today is just another wedding day for an ugly girl like you. What's even the point of dressing up when you don't have any natural beauty to begin with? And let's not forget, you're a complete deadbeat who doesn't contribute a dime to the family's income. So tell me, sweetheart, what good are you, huh?
First Dylan, and now you too? Why have you suddenly turned so hostile towards me? What have I done to deserve this?
Oh, now you have the audacity to ask me that question. You're nothing but a worthless parasite, constantly leeching off other people's money. Meanwhile, your talented brother has landed a perfect job at a prestigious company, making a ridiculously high income. Let's face it, you're practically useless compared to your successful brother. We don't want to see you in a dress, even as your parents. But don't hate us. Hate your ugly face and incompetence instead. Honestly, your wedding isn't even worth bothering to attend.
Fine, then don't bother coming at all. You know what? I'm actually relieved and happy that you won't be there at my wedding.
Of course I won't come. But do me a favor by telling everyone I'm not feeling well. And don't bother sending me any wedding photos because I couldn't care less. I only care about your brother because he's an exceptional man with endless potential. I wouldn't even bat an eye if he becomes some big shot CEO while you're left groveling at his feet, begging for a job at his company. I can't wait for that day to come.
That's enough, Dad. You're really hurting my feelings. If you don't even see me as your daughter, then I guess there's no point in me trying to convince you to come to my wedding anymore.
That's awesome! Actually, things couldn't be better. Your mom and I will be perfectly fine, especially because we have our amazing and talented Dylan by our side. Hazel, I've been blowing up your phone with calls and texts, but why the hell didn't you bother to answer me?
What are you talking about? Didn't I already explain it to you? Today is my wedding day. So obviously I need to concentrate on getting everything ready. I really don't have time for idle chit-chat with you right now.
How can you be so distant and uncaring? Look, just tell me this. Why isn't your card working anymore?
What do you mean? What card?
Quit pretending like you don't know. You damn well understand what I'm talking about. Your credit card. Why the heck isn't it working anymore?
Wait, excuse me? Why do you have my credit card?
Well, I happened to stumble upon the card lying around in your messy room, so I thought I'd help myself to it. Does it even matter now? But before we get into that, why don't you go ahead and answer my question first? Why isn't the card working anymore?
Are you actually serious right now? Did you really go into my room and take my credit card without even asking? That's called stealing. I thought I had misplaced my card somewhere, so I blocked it to make sure no one could use it. And now I found out that it was you who took it from me? I can't believe you, Dad. This is just unbelievable.
So what? I'm your father, which means it's perfectly natural for me to spend the money that my own child earns, right?
Do you not remember what you said to me yesterday? You called me a parasite, a deadbeat who doesn't contribute anything to the family's income. And now you're acting like it's perfectly fine for you to spend my hard-earned money? What kind of twisted logic is that? And honestly, what do you even need my money for? Can't you handle your own finances without taking from your own daughter?
Duh. I need the money to cover the expenses of this trip. You see, your mother and brother went on a spending spree like there's no tomorrow, which is why my bank account is completely drained. I tried to use your credit card to pay for things, but apparently it's not working. Now I'm stuck in a bind. I haven't even purchased a plane ticket to return home yet. Can you believe this?
Oh, really? That sounds like a tough situation to be in. Well, good luck figuring it out because, I also have my own wedding to worry about.
Seriously? How can you be so heartless toward your own father, your own flesh and blood? I'm in a difficult situation here, and all you can think about is your stupid wedding. What kind of cold-blooded monster are you?
Then, what do you expect me to do? Don't you remember? You made it crystal clear before that you don't want me in your life and that you only need Dylan. So why are you here now, expecting me to do something for you?
What? Quit being so selfish toward your own father and send me some money. I'm not joking around here. This is no laughing matter.
Are you kidding me right now? You're seriously asking me for money? Honestly, it's probably best if you don't contact me at all. After my wedding, I'll be moving out of our house and living with my fiance. So you won't have to worry about seeing my ugly face around anymore.
What? Are you freaking kidding me? How dare you even think about moving out without asking for my permission? Listen up. You're not going anywhere until you send me the money to cover the flight tickets for me to get back home. Got it? Hazel, are you there? Answer me. Are you seriously ignoring me now?
Hazel, answer me! Why the hell did you show up at my workplace? Did you stalk me and creepily follow me around or something?
And who are you exactly? Do I know you?
What? Why are you asking such absurd questions? It's me, Dylan, your brother. Do you have some kind of brain malfunction or what? Goodness gracious. Look, just answer me this one thing. Why on earth did I see you at my company?
What are you talking about? My husband works there. So why can't I show up at that place?
What? I don't believe you. There's no way a pathetic loser like you could have a husband who works at such a prestigious company. You're definitely bluffing, aren't you? Wait, let me guess. He probably has some lowly job like a janitor or something, right? Ha ha ha! What a complete loser! I can already picture him wearing a janitor's uniform and scrubbing filthy toilets.
Wow, you really seem to take pleasure in belittling others, don't you? If you continue with this entitled behavior, it's only a matter of time before you face consequences and possibly get terminated from this company. But hey, it's not the end of the world, is it? There are plenty of other companies out there where you could potentially find a job. I'm sure there's still a high demand for security guards these days, don't you think?
What? How on earth did you come up with the idea that I'm working as a security guard in this company? That's way off.
Well, I saw you're wearing the security guard uniform, so it's safe to assume you were carrying out your duties, right?
Wait, hold up. How did you manage to spot me? I distinctly remember hiding myself in a corner, making sure you wouldn't catch a glimpse of me.
Didn't I mention this earlier? My spouse works here, so I've been to this place multiple times, you know? I've actually seen you on several occasions, although you probably didn't notice me.
Listen up, you little twerp. I'm warning you. Don't you dare spill the beans to mom and dad about my job, got it? If I catch wind of you snitching on me behind my back, you better believe there will be consequences. And trust me, you won't like the hefty price you'll have to pay.
Honestly, I don't have time for that kind of nonsense. Plus, you should remember that I've already cut off communication with our parents, right? And as for you, I've already blocked your number on my phone. But I guess it's convenient for you to use another phone number just to text me, huh?
Oh, look at you, acting all high and mighty. Do you think you're some kind of important person? Let me make it clear. I only texted you because I was curious why you had the audacity to show up at my workplace. Don't get it twisted. It's not for any other reasons.
Alright, that makes sense. In that case, let's conclude our conversation here and stop talking once and for all. By the way, just so you know, my husband has already been informed about the incidents involving your harassment and mocking of the female janitors in the company. It's only a matter of time before he sends you the termination letter.
Oh, really? A termination letter from your precious hubby? Give me a break. Who the hell does he think he is, having the audacity to decide whether I can work at the company or not? What a joke.
Oops, my mistake. I forgot to mention that my husband is actually the owner of this company. So it's only natural that he has the authority to terminate employees he deems unqualified for the job, don't you think?
Excuse me? Am I getting this right? Your hubby is the big shot who owns this company. Like, he's the CEO of Tech Vantage Solutions.
Yes, you got it right. No mistakes there. He's the one who founded this company right from the ground up.
Are you out of your mind or what? No chance in hell that a girl like you could be married to a high-flying CEO. That's just pure fiction. Quit with the lies and get back to reality.
Well, believe it or not, the fact remains that my husband, Mr. Addison, is the big boss who owns this company. But hey, I get it. You never give a damn about me or bothered to show up at my wedding. So it's no surprise you have no clue who my husband is. You know what? It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I've already cut ties with you and our parents. So whether you know who my hubby is or not, it doesn't change a thing.
Oh, please. So what if your hubby is some hotshot CEO? It doesn't change the fact that you're a pathetic loser barely scraping by on a measly $20,000 a year. Let's face it, you're still leeching off your husband for financial support. You're nothing more than a parasitic burden. If you don't want me or our parents to bid farewell to a loser like you forever, then you better beg your hubby for some cash and hand it over to me. Only then will I even think about having you in my life.
Oh, about that whole $20,000 a year thing again? Hate to burst your bubble, but $20,000 is actually my monthly income. Yep, you heard it right.
What on earth are you blabbering about? I happened to glance at your bank statement, and guess what? Your pathetic annual income barely hits $20,000. Quit spewing lies like there's no tomorrow. All you're doing is making yourself look even more pitiful in the eyes of everyone else.
Well, that's a big misunderstanding. The bank book you saw was the one I used when I was in high school. It's the money from a part-time job I had, and it was deposited into that account. It's not the bank book that I'm using now.
Huh? The money from your part-time job?
That's right. It's a very old bank book. I left it in the dresser for a long time without updating it.
But, Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
You didn't allow me the opportunity to explain myself, remember? Also, it's important for you to be aware that when Mom and Dad lost their jobs, I had been discreetly depositing $3,000 each month into the account to cover our living expenses.
What? When did our parents lose their jobs? Why didn't anyone tell me about it?
Well, perhaps they simply didn't want to surprise or startle you.
Wait, so you're the secret bill payer in our household? Not our parents? You could have at least given me a heads up about it.
I told you back then, and I think I've said it many times since then. I informed you that I was switching jobs because I was going to become a co-owner of my partner's company, who was my boyfriend at the time.
What? That's how it went down? So it turns out you and your hubby are the big shots behind Tech Vantage Solutions?
Yeah, and it's been like that for years now. But of course, once the golden child finally found a job, our parents were more than thrilled to forget about me. You guys didn't even bother showing up at my wedding. I bet they thought you'd rake in the dough and bring home loads of cash, right? Well, too bad, because I don't think the salary of a security guard at my company can satisfy our parents' insatiable greed and sky-high expectations they have for you. And hey, let's not forget, you're on the verge of losing the job you managed to snag in years as well. Tough luck, bro.
Whoa, hold up. This can't be happening. I can't afford to lose this job. Your company was the only one that actually gave me a chance. You're the big boss around here, so do something to help your own flesh and blood keep his job. Come on, sis, lend me a hand.
No can do. Sorry, but if you and our parents are hell-bent on cutting me out of our lives, then so be it. I'm done being part of this toxic family. So here's the deal. I wish you and our parents all the luck in the world to figure things out on your own. Finding a new job should be a cakewalk for you. Considering you're still young and full of energy, even if your work skills are lacking. But our parents? It's gonna be a tough one. After being jobless for years, I highly doubt they'll be eager to jump back into the workforce. So good luck. Trust me, you're gonna need heaps of it. After discovering the truth about my job and my husband, Dylan wasted no time in revealing everything to my parents. They reached out to me through text and calls, expressing their desire to reconcile and pleading for Dylan to keep his job. However, their attempts were in vain. Filled with bitterness and resentment, they even showed up at my workplace, causing a commotion and attempting to damage company property. But their disruptive actions led to their swift arrest as my staff promptly alerted the police. Upon their release from jail, my parents faced numerous financial hardships. Yet, they adamantly refused to seek employment, burdening my brother Dylan with all the responsibilities. Despite his efforts to secure employment, his lack of skills hindered his success. He spiraled into alcoholism and gambling, exasperating his situation. Eventually, my parents had to sell their house to settle his mounting debts. On the other hand, my husband and I are leading fulfilling lives. Our company continues to thrive, and our marriage remains strong. Naturally, we encounter both highs and lows, but we are resolute in supporting each other through any challenges that come our way.